Okay, we're live on air probably. Let me quickly confirm sound is working fine. There's a little bit of delay. We're live on air probably. Yeah, okay. Everything is working fine. So let's start. My name of course is Hightech. I'm the creator of Hightech Meme Coin. And on these live streams, I talk about what just happened today in the cryptocurrency market, what I think about it regarding 11 years of experience in this space, and in between the lines, I explain what high tech is and why you might be interested. Okay, let's go. Let's go. So, as you probably noticed recently, I do much more live streams these days than I used to, and that's mainly because we are in this, let's say, period of high interest, high fear and high interest around crypto space. People are seeking advice, people are seeking shelter, what to do, advice what to do. And yeah, there's a couple of things worth pointing out, let's say. One of them is SPY is having quite high pre-market price. Let's take a look. So it's at 660, right? So it's like 1.5% higher. No, yeah, a little bit over 1% higher, as you see. So exactly what I was pointing out yesterday happened, right? That since SPYX is moving up, is recovering, it was recovering. I mean, today we have a little bit of a sell-off, but still, when you switch to daily candles, right? Saturday, Sunday were looking really good. So I was calling for high pre-market prices on Monday, and that is literally what has happened. So remember that SPYX is a really good tool to have a look into what TradFi thinks throughout the weekend. Right, I have observed it quite a while ago, and I'm sharing that knowledge with you. So, of course, even though it's not as good as it was yesterday, because we lowered slightly. Yeah, we are rebounding, right? Not having a bounce. So that's very important. The mood is shifting to a certain extent in traditional market. Apparently, China tariffs are not as scary anymore. People have digested it Saturday, Sunday, and now they start the weekend. Fund managers not the weekend. Fund managers start the week with completely new energy, fresh mind, new mindset. So that's good. That's good. I was expecting that to happen. I was expecting that to happen still on Friday, but it was experiencing a further selling pressure, and at the end of the day, it closed. It closed even worse. As you see, the last 15 minutes was a full panic mode. But as you see, apparently we are getting it today. I'll be surprised if today we open high and then we keep selling off. That would be a surprise to me. So I don't really see that happening. which does not mean it won't happen, right? It can perfectly, very well happen, because I don't know the future. It's just my estimation of current TradFi market sentiment. I think they have processed it enough. I also heard that the Chinese are going to issue certificates for whoever wants to export their production, and that is because there is a threat of a war, a global war in between China, Russia, and the so-called West. So they are trying to be smarter about it, and and they want to issue certificates. Like, for example, if somebody requests a technology that might be used for the military, well, they will not get the certificate. So that's a smart move to do. I don't think that's bad. I think that's actually good. I don't think a global war is in anybody's interest. So yeah, whatever. Let's say attempts I see to mitigate that risk, I cheer for that. Guys, if you have any questions, I'm a little bit. I'm still haven't awakened fully yet. I just woke up like literally 1 hour ago, which means I have not come uh, to my senses fully. But yeah, if you have any questions, of course, ask me. I'll see it here in the live chat or on my phone, and I'll try to respond if I feel qualified naturally. If I don't know, then I'll tell you I have no damn clue. Bitcoin dominance is coming down as well. It keeps coming down, and that's the right thing to do for it. Although it was slightly lower earlier today, as you can see. But the good thing it is experiencing a pressure, right? So that's what we want to see. Altcoins keep recovering. They keep having very nice rebounds. SNX, as you see, plus 140%, and that's funny. I was showing it yesterday that this is one of the coins I was mad at because it did not close my position, and today, well, it is in the nicest profit of all of the coins I'm in position with. So this one is in plus 78%. So funny how things sometimes can turn around in your favor. So yeah, and it was very close to give me a double at 96.10, but yeah, so far it has not got there just yet, but probably it will. Probably we'll see something among those lines all over the space, across the board within upcoming next few days. So sometime this week, I imagine until Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think it will be quite popular. So yeah, but on Bitcoin, I still haven't received a re-entry. Yesterday, I was warning, especially on my Polish live stream, that there is still a threat of some kind of a sell-off before we go higher. And I was explaining the logic of it, that some people will just get lucky and completely by accident will be on the way down whenever dips like this happen, and yeah, they will see gains they normally don't see, so they will not really know how to strategize that. And whenever price goes sideways for too long or does not meet their expectations, well, they panic and they cause a secondary dip. That is, of course, not as severe as the initial collapse itself. It's like literally nowhere close to that size, but it does cause that that second dip, right? And then after that happens, order books on sell side are so empty that they cannot resist the climbing price, right? The price climbing up. So who knows? Maybe we are having it. We are seeing it right now. So don't be fearful. It's perfectly fine if that happens. That clears out air a little bit better, and that actually gives us much greater probabilities of a continuation of this recovery and then a return to bull market. Blazing fire bull market. Let me revisit this one here. I have to keep track of it if anybody writes something in the live chat. Again, if you're watching it live, then hi. Say to say hi. That's just fine. So yeah. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look what other tools are telling us. Like for example, how the liquidity on perpetuals looks, especially in the greatest. I mean, in the greater picture, the greatest picture. Which one is the greatest picture, by the way? Okay, so kind of change we can see here. Like for example, there's a little bit of more liquidity now sitting closer to current price, but also slightly more liquidity beneath. So yeah, that kind of supports my my, let's say, assumption that we can see one more dip. We would grab that liquidity, one more small dip, and then we go higher, because the real reward is up here, right? Above 125,000. Yesterday I was explaining that the longer we go sideways here, the more this liquidity will be trying to come down, and this is exactly what is happening. That's natural. It always happens that way, because folks get impatient, and that is why they just change their short targets or short entries, actually entries. We're supposed to call them entries. Let's take a look. What are our liquidation levels? Because I expect them to overall to come down. Still quite high. 200 almost $30 million on Ethereum, mostly shorts liquidated, and Bitcoin 133 million, and mostly also shorts liquidated. So still quite high comparing against the average from last, let's say, 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks. No, 2 weeks. Okay, so we'll see how is this one going to proceed. How is this one going to be from here? But crypto always looks amazing. It can get painted slightly more red today because of that small dip, small sell-off I expect to happen. It does not have to happen, of course. Maybe those guys are already, sold whatever they had left. Maybe they already exited, cashed out. That's also possible, but judging by how liquidity is distributed right now, then probably compared to the was, and how Bitcoin is, breaking down on its chart, it suggests that yeah, we are still ahead of it. I mean, it's still ahead of us. Sorry, it's still ahead of us, but it's not going to be very very drastic. I mean, unless you're looking at those charts at 1 minute candle, then of course it will look immense. It will look monumental. So that's why you should never consider time frames that tiny, to be honest, because it's very easy to lose perspective. Okay, what else we can discuss here? Okay, maybe let's go over to. Oh, you see, we had a little bit of a dip, and let's see how we react. How we react now. Am I going to be right? We can go below. I mean, we can even go below this low here. Most important parts, so we don't take this one out. I mean, the way I see it, of course, that does not guarantee. The fact that I see it, I analyze it like this. It does not mean if we take it out, all hell must break loose. Absolutely not. But like I said, I have 11 years of experience in it, so in my eyes, that would be a bad sign. As far as I am oriented, that would be a bad sign. Short term, of course. Not. I still don't think things that little. Let's say, and the bull market, like definitely. I think overall conditions mostly indicate that we should continue with the bull market. In case of Bitcoin, of course, and in case of altcoins, we should start a bull market because we haven't seen a bull market with altcoins yet. We are still waiting for it. Like we are literally approaching 4 years of a bear market. So, the good news here is that once it starts, it will be of a very impressive size. So I'm 100% sure that it's going to be worth the wait. But yeah, you must stay around until then. And that's the difficult part. It's very easy to get convinced that it's all over and altcoins are not going to give anything anymore. And that's definitely against the basic rules of how it all functions, how it all works. All right, let's go over to X and let's see what new stories have come up. COVID crash was real. This one was manipulation by Binance. No, it wasn't manipulation by Binance. Although Binance probably could mitigate it to great extent. I've seen materials on YouTube that, let's say, justify it. I mean, explain it quite well that it wasn't like nothing could be done. So probably Binance will, add some more procedures here and there to help to help the situation next time when something like this happens. So in short, they will learn from it. But I don't think it was, let's say, executed by Binance with cold blood, because they're under DOJ oversight. So I don't think that they will be willing to risk it that big, like literally, having DOJ looking over their shoulder, on what they are typing on their keyboard. So that's highly improbable. I don't know. Maybe they were told um, to let certain things happen. I I think that's rather more possible, because I mean, you can never trust government organizations. If you think government organizations are for your protection, no, no, absolutely not. They're for squeezing the last dime out of your pocket. That's the real that's the real goal, unfortunately. Convo, latest fast food giant Steak and Shake says they will no longer accept Ethereum payments. Interesting. I wonder why. Probably because it's just too expensive. It's very expensive. Lightning Network, Bitcoin Lightning Network is a much better solution. Eventually, stablecoins on Solana. That is something that sets global adoption. Ethereum, unfortunately, is just way too slow and way too expensive, and I keep repeating it for so long already that you should not bet big on Ethereum. I mean, just make your money with staking on spot ETFs, because there is definitely still some room left there for that narrative, and get out, sell it all, and forget about Ethereum until they get scalable, until it becomes scalable, because it's totally not scalable right now. And I'm talking about layer one. Layer one must become scalable, like Solana is. Solana is very scalable. It's centralized, but it's scalable. Remember, gold and silver hit new all-time high. Okay, let's take a look at gold. If you didn't know it, there is a tokenized gold in Binance. It's called PAXG, and I even have a position in it. Yeah, it indeed hit a new all-time high. It's like plus 30%, plus 20. Okay, okay. I thought it was plus 30. I keep forgetting that gold is not as vivid as, it's not as volatile as crypto. But for TradFi folks, that must be absolutely amazing. How high it went. I mean, to certain extent, it is even to us, because even to me, because gold is big. I mean, but it's like 10 times bigger than Bitcoin. So it cannot move as fast because of it. I mean, it would be weird if it does. So yeah. Okay, let's keep reading. Hyperliquid daily. Token prices rebounded as if untouched, yet thousands of traders' portfolios vanished forever. Yeah, because they traded on leverage. I keep telling you guys, do not trade on futures market. Do not use leverage, because things like this will happen once in a while. Even if it happens every 10 years, not every 10 years too often, because it takes all of your money. And look at BNB. How can anyone claim Binance played no role in crypto's largest liquidation ever? Manipulation risks here. BNB is very liquid. It's just a very liquid coin. Same as not much has happened on Bitcoin chart because it's liquid. Same is the case with Binance coin because it's just liquid. That's it. The rest, as we've seen, have a fraction of that liquidity, and that's why it was fairly easy to make them drop by such huge such huge amounts. In some cases, even way over minus 99%. JP Morgan to invest $10 billion in US companies it deems critical to national security. Okay. Bitcoin junkies. Donald Trump Jr. says his family is all in on Bitcoin and crypto. Okay. But that's nothing new, I think. I don't think this was said today. Hyperliquid founder Jeff Yan says sexes only show one liquidation for every 100 that happens. Huh? How come? Sexes. Okay. Sorry. I don't know why I read it and I didn't. I wasn't there when I was reading it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. With Hyperliquid, you can actually see what is the percentage of winners in this space, and it's very, very low. It's drastically low. And long-term winners is non-existent. There is no long-term winners besides market makers in the futures market. And anyone who studies it, who analyzes it, on, for example, Hyperliquid, will come to the same conclusion that you should never trade on futures market because sooner or later you're going to lose literally your last shirt off your back. Can be wrong. Mysterious Hyperliquid whale identified. CZ shared an investigation revealing the whale is allegedly the former BitForex CEO worth around $10 billion. But Gary denies any connection, including rumored ties to the Trump family. Okay. CZ usually, when he throws such accusations, he has a really good intel on it. So that's probably true. Crypto Goose breaking. Bitmain bought $480 million worth of Ethereum in the market crash. They 100% know something. They just bet on staking coming to Ethereum spot ETFs, and that's it. And that's, to be honest, I don't blame them. That will definitely give a nice boost to Ethereum. It will last for at least a couple of weeks, and then they will be cashing out. I don't think Tommy is that stupid to let his money sit in Ethereum, long after staking, gets enabled on spot ETFs. Cointelegraph. Binance Wallet users saw zero balances due to network congestion. Binance says it's a display lag and it will be resolved soon. Okay, I checked my Binance account and everything was fine. So, fortunately, because yeah, if I see zero there, I get nervous. Breaking a Truth Social post, Trump tells followers, "Don't worry about China," but confirmed tariffs still on track for November 1st. But that was 6 hours ago. When SPYX started dumping, was it 6 hours? No, I think it was 6 hours. It was 16 hours. Yeah, it was 16 hours ago. So that is not the cause probably of this temporal price action noise. So still, there is a lot of people blaming Binance for the whole for the whole thing, which is not entirely fair, to be honest. But you know, some of X profiles they build their popularity on hating Binance. So this industry is not serious. Binance causes the biggest liquidation event in crypto ever recorded, and you are sending it to a new all-time high. That's the way it is. Because you know, the more you trade, the more fees you pay, and if you want to lower those fees, Binance allows you to do that through their own coin, Binance coin, and of course people make use of it. So systemically, they buy it up, right? So then collectively they just send it to a new all-time high. Nothing weird here. And on the other hand, Binance, you know, regularly they burn whatever they collect. Like if whatever excess of Binance coin they collect, they burn it. So yeah, it's highly deflationary because of it. Marty Party, read countless accounts coming around to the truth. Not really. There was many things lacking in this post. This post was written as if Hanzo doesn't really know how trading works, how order books work, how it looks from programming perspective. It's very easy. Look, it's very easy to blame Binance for this or that in a moment, in a time of such a hit. But remember, those guys, they have way over 200 million users, and that traffic is. I don't even understand how they handle that much traffic. To be honest, and I'm a software developer. They must have a really good engineering team. Breaking, according to analysts, the biggest crypto liquidation ever might be massively underreported. CoinGlass claims Binance API only showed 5% of the action. The real wipeout could hit around 400 billion. That's 20x larger than the $19 billion everyone's talking about. Oh, damn. Really? Wow, 400 billion, that's something. But if that's indeed the case, then it means there is no way we are not going to see an altcoin season. It's just mathematically impossible with that amount, with those amounts transferred from weak hands to strong hands that have long-term perspective is literally, like, psychologically, mathematically, logically, it's impossible we are not the day before a huge altcoin season. So that's the good part, right? Those that listen to me and stayed away from futures market kept buying the dip, but not for everything they had in the pocket. I keep repeating, you should never go all in. You should always throw in at whatever market of your choice, whatever coin of your choice. I know, throw at it little by little when the time is correct. And right now I believe the time is right. So yeah. Emperor, think about it. Trump shorts the market to make money if market dumps. Trump announces China tariffs, market dumps. He makes billions, market in fear. Trump buys stocks that's dumped because of fear. Announces no China tariffs. He's friends with the Chinese market. Pumps. Trump makes another billions. Can you blame him? Not really. That's what global finance is. This is not, this is not Starbucks with puffy couches. I've been saying it for a long time that markets are like gladiators arena. And if you don't have that awareness, you'll be chopped up. You'll be eaten by crocodiles, sliced up by lions, and yeah, it's free for all. Free for all. Everyone tries uh, beat, to kill, the remaining people in the arena. So you must be really ready for it. You must strategize it very well. You must be aware of what is possible here, what is impossible, where you are the safest, what are your arguments of strength, of power, um, what allows you to gain strength, what takes that strength away. And that's the spot market. Only in the spot market you have somewhat, reliable ground to operate on. Everywhere else, unfortunately, options market, futures market, margin trading. We are literally on the plate, naked. Okay, guys, allow me to wrap it up for now. Later today, I'll probably also live stream, just like I did yesterday. Let TradFi open, and we'll see what kind of development we are dealing with by then. It should be quite interesting later this afternoon, to be honest. So yeah, it will definitely deliver us topics to discuss. So share, like, and subscribe. Throw something on Hightech if you haven't done so. This is my meme coin I promote here. The only project I promote, and the only project I will ever be promoting. So because of that, it translates indirectly to be the stock of my social media. And as you probably have noticed, I'm still a very, very small persona in this space, practically unnoticed, and that will change over time. So this market will grow, and that's why just be here before it comes, right? So, so you still have this market, have this coin at very, very low prices, at very cheap. Okay, guys, thank you for your time. I'll see you sometime later today. Cheers.